Alright, let's do this. Homework number 18. Slopes of equations with parallel and perpendicular lines. Alright, first looking at number 1. Write down the slope and the y-intercept of each line. If you look at number 1, just remember that the slope-intercept form clearly always tells you what the slope is and what the y-intercept is. The slope is always the number that's right next to x. That is always your slope. The other guy, he's your y-intercept. Really easy. Alright. So simply as I look at number 1, the answer to this is that the slope is simply easily 3 over 2, and the y-intercept is negative 2. Right, so very good. Slope is 3 over 2, the y-intercept is negative 2. Number 5, actually I put there by accident. This one's a little trippy, but this is actually a slope of 0, right, because it has no number next to x. And the y-intercept is negative 5. Number 5. Y is equal to, and we're going to say the slope is 6 over 5, and that the y-intercept is negative 2. Really easy. All you got to do is look for the number next to x, and whatever's next to, off to the side, that's your y-intercept. Number 7, there is no number, though, in front of x. Notice there's nothing here. But in fact, on number 7, there's an invisible 1 right there in front of it, the x for number 7. So the m is actually 1 for that problem, and the y-intercept is 1 also. Interesting. All right, number 9. Once again, the number in front of x is your slope, so I'm going to say negative 3 over 4, and your y-intercept is negative 5. Alright, moving on. Number 11, find the slope of a line parallel to each of the given lines. Right, so we want to know what's the slope of a line that's parallel to this current line. Well, this line has a slope of 4 over 5, the number next to x. Thus, the line that's parallel to it, since they are parallel lines have the same slope. Lines have the same slope. So, if that's 4 over 5, then this is your answer. Really easy. 13. I have negative 4 as my slope for this one. Since I'm looking for something that's parallel, you just simply pick the same slope again. Really easy. 15. The slope of this line is 6, so I just look at the answer. There's 6. It's that easy. Parallel lines have the same slope. 17. There's 3. So I'm going to say, there's 3 again. Parallel lines have the same slope. 19. The slope for this problem is 3 over 2, the number next to x, right? So parallel lines have the same slope, thus this also has 3 over 2. Number 21. Find the slope of a line perpendicular to each given line. Well, this one currently has a slope of, right? This one has a slope of negative 1 over 2. So the new line that has a slope that's going to be perpendicular to this one is going to have a new slope of this one right here just flipped over. We're going to flip-flop these two, making it now 2 over 1. And you're also going to change that sign from negative to positive. So we're going to say positive 2 over 1. We flip the fraction and change the sign. So now it's positive 2 over 1, which is the same thing as saying positive 2. So 2. Answer is 2. Look at number 23. 23, same story. Whatever's next to x, that is your slope. So in this case, it's 7 over 4. But if we want the line that's the slope of the line is perpendicular to this, a slope that's perpendicular to it, you flip the fraction, right? So now it's 4 over 7, and you change the sign. It was positive, so now it's negative. Negative 4 over 7. 25. The slope currently is 3, so we grab that slope of 3, right? And our new slope is going to be the same thing but flipped. But notice this is a whole number. And all whole numbers really are fractions in disguise. That 3 is really over the number 1. You just don't see it. So you flip that. Because 3 over 1 is the same as 3. That's why it's over 1. 3 over 1, so I'm going to say now that's the same thing as saying 1 over 3, but negative 1 over 3. Because it was positive before, so now it should be negative. 27 y is equal to negative 1x plus 1. So I'm going to grab that number, negative 1. Don't forget that negative 1 is always over the number 1. Like all whole numbers are over the number 1. You flip the fraction upside down. 1 over 1 is the same thing as saying still 1 over 1. You change the fraction from negative to positive. So now it's positive 1 over 1, which is the same thing as just saying 1. Last problem, 29. Currently has a slope of 4. If I have a slope of 4, I'm going to say that this 4 is over 1. 4 over 1, I flip the fraction, I'll get negative 1 over 4. Don't forget perpendicular lines. Right, you change the sign and you flip the fraction. Alright, and there you have it. Alright guys, get this homework done in, have it done before Friday. Y'all have a good one. Adios.